Before I start or before I begin, I'd like to ask who are sitting here one very important question. Who are you? Anybody can answer that. Who are you? With a raise of hands, please. No group answers. Nobody? While when this question is asked to somebody, most of us tend to answer something like, I'm a doctor. Of course, I'm a doctor. But any engineer? I'm an engineer. I'm a business owner, I'm a builder, I'm a company owner, I'm a lawyer, etc., etc., etc. Right? So now the question goes to you all again. Who are you? Your friends? That's it? I want this to be more interactive than just monotonous, please. Okay? We'll move forward to this. And now, when we say who you are, most of us, as I said, talk about your designation, your profession, your career, and mostly what you have achieved in your life, your achievements, your success in your life. What if I say you do not have to bound or just stick to the place where you are or where you're designed? And that's not what your identity is. Identity usually keeps the label and makes you stick to that and creates a boundary around your label and creates a box. Now coming to the box, ask a 5-year-old child, what do you want to become? What would they say? Maybe a doctor, an engineer, a footballer. God knows what they answer these days because my sister's kids answer weird answers when they ask. So, and none of us tell them after 5 minutes. They definitely change their answers after 5 minutes, after 1 year, after 2 years. But none of us go to them and say, hey, you chose to be a doctor 10 minutes back. You better become a doctor for the rest of your life and you stick to that. I don't think we say that, right? We just do not judge them or make them stick to a lane. We just keep the options open. When we're trying to do this to a 5-year-old child, why are we trying to build a wall among ourselves and try to become only one identity? To make it more obvious or to make it more easy for you all to understand, I'm coming to myself as an example. I'm a dermatologist, which you all know. And once I introduce myself as a dermatologist, everyone says, okay, she's the dermatologist, skin specialist, doctor, that's it, bye. No, that's not how I want it to be known. And this curiosity made me wanted to learn more. Becoming a doctor has, trust me, I love being a dermatologist. I'm sure Washita here knows how much of love I have towards dermatology. And medicine has taught me, has given me most incredible, meaningful opportunities in life. But that didn't stop me from entering the clinic door only. I started to begin having interest towards business, and then towards entrepreneurship, and then towards AI, and then towards communication, and then towards media, and then towards, of course, public speaking where I'm standing here, and then towards many things. But here what I wanted to tell you, who told me to do this? You think my parents pushed me to do this? You think my friends pushed me to do this? You think by listening to all the international inspiring speakers made me do this? No, it's your mind. It's your mind that makes you think that you've this and this is your identity and you stick to this and you stay in this. And that's what I've come here to change what you're thinking, because most of you all are the intersections of what to become. And most of you all have decided to know what to become. I was having a conversation a couple of minutes ago with somebody who's just assisting me. Now, when I'm talking about the own box, it's usually the curiosity that makes us in the box. Of course, expertise matter, and you pick one thing. Mostly we see here people saying, especially me and most of us, when you're trying to do multiple things. Once if I become a doctor and I wanted to, for example, I think to keep it more related, I became a doctor and then I wanted to pursue MBA. And the first question, guess what I got? Why? What is doctor and what is MBA and why is it even related? And it's MBA, it's not MBA in healthcare. It was a regular MBA, which most of you all must be planning to do. Why? Isn't what already you have enough? Why do you want to do something new? Why do you want to do something that you don't even know about? And why do you even want to do it? Are you not getting paid enough? Is it for money? Is it for success? Or is it because you just want to become some influencer on Instagram, on social media? Of course, I did become one, but not because I picked MBA, but because I picked multiple things. Now, when I say all these things, it comes to a point where we are curious to learn more. what I have realized is, once I've done my medicine, I started to show interest towards business. I started showing interest towards communication. I started showing interest towards a lot of other things. And these things have made me put together many things that I realized that I haven't explored in life. If I was just a doctor sitting in my cabin, in my clinic, and just treating my patients, I would not have learned or become or stand and speak what I am speaking to you all today. And I feel it's very important that all of you all also, probably not all, most of you all, rethink before you take decisions in your life. One is, you do not have to be bounded, or you do not have to identify yourself as something that you are today. Right? I cannot hear anyone saying yes, no. Am I audible? Is the mic working? No nods, no yes, no no, boo, yeah, nothing? So, coming to the box that I'm talking about. Yes, we build something, yes, we become something, and of course, we become something very important, and sometimes we become extremely, extraordinarily high in whatever we are. I've become the university topper when there was AP Telangana combination state. I don't want anyone to be guessing my age here. But I was the university topper when that happened. Right? And then everyone thought, oh, she's going to become a successful dermatologist. She's going to become successful in everything she does. And to be honest, I never wanted to be a dermatologist. I'm sure this is going to go online, but it's okay. I never wanted to be a dermatologist, with due respect to my HOD of dermatology. I never wanted to be a dermatologist. I didn't even know D of dermatology. I just wanted to finish dermatology and get into surgery because I was interested in surgery. But then I didn't stop there. I finished my dermatology. I pursued different education. I did MBAs. I did fellowships. And then I just became an entrepreneur. I was named the first dermapreneur of the world. That's because I was pursuing a couple of things. My point here is not what I did. My point here is what all of you all can do at the age, at the stage that you people are in today. I do not, and also I want you all to remember, it's not always this or that. Do not pick or, pick and, A-N-D. You can be a businesswoman and a doctor. You can be a lawyer and a writer. You can be analytical and creative. You can be successful and start something completely new. And when I'm saying new, here comes your beginner's fear. The fear of being a beginner. And trust me, adults hate being beginners, right? None of us want to be beginners. Knowing that I've passed all these educational limits, knowing that I've done so many degrees, if you want me to go sit in a class, I would, but definitely I'll sit only because I want to get the certificate, not because I enjoy being a beginner again. But here's the fact. Being a beginner actually makes you more curious, helps you open up your things. There's definitely a beginner's embarrassment is what we call, that you have become something really successful in what you are, you've become something really great in what you are, and now you enter into a completely new room, and here you are as a beginner asking questions, asking really simple basic questions to the people who are younger than you, of course, and also to people who know more better than you, new language, new rules. And that's when your ego kicks in and says, hey, are you doing it right? Are you in the right room? What's happening to you, dude? Like, why did you even pick this? But maybe it is not something that's hinting you or calling you that you're in a different place. Maybe this is a different calling that you haven't picked up before. And I want you to pursue those kind of hints that you get. Mostly when we are sick, we try to accept the versions that we are. As suppose if you're an engineer, or if you're a doctor, or if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you just fix there. You do not want to do something beyond that, right? And when you want to just stick to the place where you are in, that's when you don't grow. And that's why when I say you have to be a beginner at any point in life. You can be 25, 35, 45, 65, 75. You can still be a beginner at a new skill, at a new language, learning something new, learning something maybe better than something that you never even knew about, that never existed, or maybe it's just a hobby that you had. Sometimes it's the hobby that you think was a hobby is not actually a hobby. This hobby is something that you always wanted to pursue in life. And like when you are settled in life and you become something really great in life, I don't say expertise is bad, I don't say depth is bad, I don't say mastery is bad. All of it is really good, but I believe your depth, your discipline, and your curiosity, they both are not opposites, they're supposed to be compound. So your curiosity to become something the discipline that you have adds to your curiosity, and that's when you become something different from what you are, right? Am I making any sense? Yes? No? Yes. Two of them, thank you so much. So, so where was I? Yeah, the curiosity. And we're all in this AI generation. I think the speaker before me spoke a lot of AI, so I'll be skipping most of the AI part of it. But when we're looking at, I spoke about the beginner's failure. Once you become a beginner, definitely trust me, you will fail when you're a beginner, in spite of you being the successful person in your previous profession or career. I can be the most successful doctor on the planet, but if I start beginning to probably learn a guitar, I will definitely be a failure for God knows how many weeks, because I only know to cut. I don't know how to play a guitar. So imagine a person playing a guitar, learning to play a guitar, and he's become, or maybe not a guitar, maybe just an instrument. Imagine a person just started to beginning to play an instrument, and he has become extraordinarily good at playing his instrument. But what if the same person looks at this instrument, understands the music, understands the technology behind it, understands the storytelling and psychology together it, and putting all of it together, he makes now music starts becoming sensible to him than the instrument itself, right? So it's always the compound effect that makes you become better than what you are. I'm sure most of you all here have already decided, must be thinking, you know what, my career is set. My career is set. What next? Is still restless. Yeah, fine, I got a job, but what next? I'm gonna get paid a lot, but what next? So that what next is not your question, it's your calling you. There is something next. There is a chapter that's next, and never stop looking for what is that next. It can be something that you loved, it can be something that you wanted to do when you were a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to become a pilot. Of course, I don't want to pursue becoming a pilot right now. Maybe I will, I don't know. But I wanted to become a pilot when I was young. And I thought it was just a kid's dream. But when I keep traveling because of this faculty trainings and all, when I look at that, that's something that hits me, that I should have pursued a little more, and maybe not pilot, but somewhere closer to the wings, I would have been there, right? So here's a small exercise that I'd like to give all of you, because the time is pressing. Is maybe not now, because it's going to be uncomfortable. Once you go back to your rooms, classes, homes, take out a book, take some time. I know this sounds like the typical, everybody take out a book and write on your vision boards and visions and all. This is not that. Take out your book, write your name, underneath it write I am / and in that / I want you all to write something that you always loved, something that you always wanted to learn but never learned. I do not want you all to write your title as an engineer, as an architect, as a business owner, as whatever. Write something that you love, write something that you would want to learn, write something that was a hobby before, or maybe you just thought it's a hobby and wanted to leave it. Maybe that hobby is something that you didn't pursue out of no curiosity, is something that's going to make you unique, and the combination of your successes, of your failures, and your experiences put together would make a very strange thing on the paper. But when you put it, that's going to make you into a unique person that you are. Maybe not now, tomorrow if you chat GPT me or maybe Google me, you will find me doing multiple things, and I'm sure as most of them have asked me, you guys also would be asking me, but why? Why did Alex do dermatology? Why did Alex do fellowships? Why did Alex do MBAs, healthcare MBAs, and random stuff? You know, I cannot explain the degrees that I did, because I didn't do because I don't know what is out there. I did it because I wanted to learn. And I know the more I learn, I realized that there is so much more to explore. You do not want to be in the box that has been created by the world, but I should tell you that the box that you're living in today, the identity or the box that you're living in today, is the box that you have created it by yourselves. So I would like you all to come out of the box, think differently. The hidden curiosity that's under all your talents and the abilities that is outside the box, if you combine both of them, you will become a very unique person, different from everybody, and that's going to make you stand out in the crowd. Now you can say, Alex, my mom doesn't let me do it. You think my mom let me do MBA after degree doing dermatology? Because all of you all know medicine is expensive. And you think my mom would have let me do a lot of other things which I'm not supposed to do in studies? No, you do not need to take permission from anyone. The permission you need to take is from yourself. Can I do this? Yes. Would I want to do this? Yes. Is there something that's stopping me from doing this? Yes or no? The question remains in your hands. But the permission is not something that you seek from others. Now, I want you all to understand obedience and permission are two different things. I do not want you to go home and say, you know what, mom, Dr. Alekya told me to not take permission from you, so I'm not listening to you, I'll do what I want. That's not what I want. I want you all to obey your parents, of course, but to pursue your career, pursue what you want. You do not need to seek permission to change your profession, change your career, change your identity, because I don't feel identity is something that's labeled on you because you are something. Right? Yes? Make sense so far? Can I get a wave of hands if no one's sleeping? All right, that's a good answer. So, permission is something, as I was saying, that nobody gives it to you. You give permission to yourself to do what you want to do. And if you want to start something new, or if you want to get into something new from what you are today, like a business or entrepreneurship or communication or technology or AI, as I say, or public speaking, whatever it is, it actually forms different chapters in your book. I should say your success is a chapter, your doing business is a chapter, your being in entrepreneurship is a chapter. Of course, your failures are a chapter, your achievements are a chapter, but they're all just chapters. The whole story is you. You create the story and you are the story. So how many chapters in your storybook you want to write depends on you. Right? Thank you.